Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have a really awesome and exciting project. The lovely Jagota Thailand just sent us amazing samples of their premium range chocolate, okay, and that is called Callebaut. I'm sure everybody knows this brand. Okay, so since we have three lovely types of chocolate to play with today, I thought that it would be time for me to do this particular project. And it's something that so many of you have requested for, and it's drip cake! So a few weeks ago on Masterchef Thailand, there was this technical challenge whereby contestants had to recreate this particular tall cake, okay, and so many of them failed.
เป็นโจทย์ที่สุดแห่งตำนานความยาก
So today you're going to see me attempt to decorate a full-size drip cake using amazing Callebaut chocolate. Yay! Firstly, before we begin, we obviously have to make the cake, right? So let's make the cake. Alright, so as for the cake, today we're going to be making my signature dark chocolate mud cake using this awesome 70% dark chocolate from Callebaut. Okay, so since this tutorial is going to be focusing mainly on the decorating side of things, I'm not really going to go into too much details on how I bake the actual cake itself. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. And the moment I hit 600 subscribers, I promise to upload my full cake recipe in the description box below. Okay? First tip for making successful drip cake. The cake itself is very important, guys. Do not try to go for anything that's like soft and squidgy and fluffy and tender. You want something that is relatively sturdy, all the weight, you know, all the height, okay? So good recipes for something like this would be like a chocolate mud cake, some sort of fudge cake, okay, like really dense vanilla butter cake, or you could even use like pretty dense but not too bitty carrot cake. You could use fruit cake. Just make sure that when you're using cakes with lots of inclusions like nuts and fruits and stuff, that you're really good at frosting the cakes. Otherwise you're gonna have a lot of trouble with like bits falling off later. Okay, so it's probably better to use something relatively plain. If you need to or want to add flavors to the cake itself, okay, I would recommend just sprinkle them in between layers instead of actually including them in the cake batter itself. So that's my tip number one. Let's get going. Okay, so when you're making something like chocolate mud cake or anything chocolate related, okay, it's really important for you to use the best quality chocolate that you could possibly find, because the richness, the intensity, the cocoa aroma, it will all come out. The better the cocoa, the better the taste, okay? So today for our mud cake recipe, I'm using the 70% dark chocolate from Callebaut. So we're just going to tap the tin a little bit, and we're going to be baking this in a non-fan oven at around 160 degrees Celsius until it's cooked. Okay, I would say around 15 to 25 minutes depending on your oven and depending on how much is actually in the baking tin. Okay, let's bake. Okay, so now we're going to be making our luscious dark chocolate ganache. And I have decided to go for the 70.5% dark chocolate and 57.7% dark chocolate, okay? And you might be wondering why we need to use both types of chocolate for this one. Actually, you don't need to. You can choose either or. But for me personally, I think the 70 might be a little bit dark for some people, and the 57% for me is a little bit too sweet and it's not very intense. This is a really good tip for you guys at home, okay? If you don't want to stock up too many varieties of chocolate, you could just combine them quite easily like this. What we're gonna do is we're going to combine these two lovely chocolate like this in here. Delicious. And then we're going to heat our cream, okay? We want it to be like pretty hot, like very, very hot. So I'm just going to turn off the heat and we're going to slowly pour this hot cream into our chocolate, okay? So since my cakes are mud cakes and they're very rich and intense chocolatey flavor, I actually want to complement it with something equally rich and flavorful and chocolatey, and that is chocolate ganache. But you see, I also want my cake to be cute and pink and adorable on the outside, which I cannot really achieve with dark chocolate ganache. I'm going to coat the outside with my meringue buttercream frosting so that I can color it and making it look all princessy. Okay, so to make Swiss meringue buttercream, we don't really require like too many ingredients. They're all relatively basic. First, we're going to need our egg white, which I've already cracked in here. Please make sure it's fresh egg whites and not pasteurized egg whites because they don't whip up quite the same way. And this is just sugar, and this is our butter, which is soft but still cold. We have our vanilla over here, vanilla extract, and this is the Callebaut white chocolate that I have melted. Okay, right, so first up we're going to heat up this water. Okay. So my saucepan contains a little bit of water for double boiling. You don't need it to be crazy hot or anything. So while this is heating up, we're going to add the sugar. So just a word, okay? When you do this double boiling technique, just be very careful, please. Try to use metal or stainless steel bowl. Don't go for plastic or glass bowl, okay? It's not very safe. So the water has begun to boil. So I'm just going to put this on top and stir gently until the mixture reaches around 65 degrees Celsius. Usually when I make Swiss meringue for my own use, I don't tend to use a thermometer because it's actually really easy to detect the heat with just your clean finger, okay? But I know that it's testing time right now, and you know, I don't want any drama, crazy drama regarding personal hygiene. So we're going to be using our trusty thermometer today. Okay, now we're going to use our stand mixer to beat this until it's light and fluffy like this. Okay, so now that our meringue is nice and fluffy like this, see, oh, very fluffy, okay? And it's nice and cool now. We're going to start adding the butter. our mixture is nice and fluffy, we're going to start adding our relatively warm melted white chocolate. So you might be wondering why we're using warm chocolate. It's because if it's too cold, the chocolate might seize up and start to set, okay? And you will have this grainy buttercream mixture. Oh, it smells so good and it looks so nice. Really nice and smooth and silky, guys. This is really good. So now we're going to add a bit of our vanilla extract, just a tiny bit, like this. Okay, and we're going to whip. Oh, wow, look at this. Smells so yum. I really do want to taste this. See, it's really nice and silky. Look. I can't wait to dig in now. So that is our Swiss buttercream done. Now that we have completed our cakes, frosting and ganache, there is still one more component to be done, okay? And that is the beautiful cute drip that we're going to use to drippy drip our cake. For today, I'm going to be using the white chocolate from Callebaut again, and I've just melted down some of the white chocolate, and this is some whipping cream or 35% fat cream, okay? And the ratio is roughly like 2 to 1 or 3 to 1 depending on your chocolate. So I'm not going to add all the cream to my chocolate right now. I'm just going to see the consistency and add more if necessary, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to color this with some gel coloring. Ideally, you should use like coloring for chocolate, but I'm just going to cheat because I don't think I'm going to be using too much coloring. So please don't scold at me. I'm going to just start with maybe a couple of drops. Okay, maybe I just mix this in first and see what kind of color it gives. Okay, so we finally got the thing that we wanted with some adjustments. Yay, like this. And this one is done. Tip number 3 for making successful drip cake. All your cake layers should be flat and leveled. So now leveling. So we're just going to trim the top bit. I know it's a waste of cake. I mean, if you have a lot of time, you could try to be crafty about this and you could just trim like the most domed area of the cake and then you can patch up the sides. Snacks time! Use serrated knife always. Try to keep your right hand leveled. Alright, so I have now leveled these 2 cakes so it's not too domed in the middle. And I have all of these lovely offcuts that are extremely yummy. Really chocolatey. Okay, so now we are ready to assemble the cakes. Okay, so now we have all the components that we need to create this beautiful drip cake. Okay, I'm hoping it will be beautiful. So, tip for making successful drip cake number 4 is that it's very, very important for your cakes to be very, very cold. It should come out straight from the fridge, okay? Don't just let it sit outside and soften, okay? You want it cold and firm. That is the trick, and that will help to set the frosting or buttercream layering, and it will prevent it from collapsing. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so this is the ganache. that we made earlier, and I have let it sit at cool room temperature, okay, and now it's really nice and creamy and gooey, and it's perfect for using it as frosting, okay, so let's begin. As you can see, if your cake is sturdy and is cold, then it will help to set the ganache or whatever frosting or buttercream you're using a lot faster, okay? And that will help you to keep your cake steady. But as you can see, it's becoming slightly wobbly now. What I'm going to do is, if I feel that if the cake is not able to withstand the weight, okay, I'm going to pop this in the fridge or freezer really briefly just to set layers below, okay? Because if I keep forcing it and keep piling on layers after layers, what could potentially happen is the bottom layer will collapse, okay? It will, all the frosting will ooze out and it will collapse and it'd be really sad. So I'm going to see, I think I'd be alright, but I'm okay. I'm still okay. I'm still okay. I think I might be okay. Yay! Managed to stack them all at once. See guys, you need to be really careful with this, but you need to be like tactical about it. So just make sure your ganache is gooey and it's begun to set already, okay? Not like one of those liquidy version. And make sure that your cakes are denser in texture and are very cold. After this, I'm just going to give it a quick crumb coat before I refrigerate it, just to make sure that everything is going to be all right. Okay, so for crumb coating, I'm just going to apply a really thin layer of chocolate ganache, and you can see here, see, there are some imperfections. You can easily cover this up with ganache. So what you do is you just, So crumb coating is actually very important. It's going to help to coat all your cakes that are exposed for the moment, okay? So that when you go to do your final coating of buttercream, or when you're trying to decorate your cake, it's not going to come out and make your frosting look really dirty and ugly. You could actually just finish this off with this ganache, no problem. You don't need to change it to the buttercream if you don't want to. This would make really yummy birthday cake as well. Okay, so we have pretty much crumb coated the whole thing and a little more. As you can see, our ganache has actually set. This is why I love working with the chocolate, because it's just so quick and easy if you do it correctly. Okay, and I'm not really worried about making it look too beautiful at this point, because we're going to be covering it with the buttercream anyway, so this is all right for now. Just make sure that you tidy up any bits that are like sticking out. So just make sure that your cake board is nice and clean, please. It's important to work cleanly. Okay, so this cake is now ready to stay in the fridge for a while. See you in a bit. Okay, so our cake is now set. Okay, it's been left in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes. And this is perfect for what we are about to do next. And this is the buttercream that we had made earlier here. See, it's really nice and creamy and silky smooth, so really yummy, right? For this cake today, I'm going to leave it white and I will decorate it with other colors, okay? So I just want to keep the color really neutral. And then we're going to keep this refrigerated until it's completely firm. And then we shall do the drip. And then we shall do the decoration. And then we shall be done! Yay! Okay guys, so our cake has been resting in the fridge for about an hour now and it's now nice and firm, and even when I touch it, nothing is happening, okay? So we are now going to drip the cake, okay? I have now slightly warmed my ganache, okay, my drip, and it's not too hot, but it's also not too cold, okay? And this cake is nice and cool and firm now, so it's perfect temperature to start. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the drip in the piping bag, and we're just going to snip a little bit like this. We're going to test it first, okay? Usually you find like the uglier side of your cake, just in case the drip doesn't go as planned. But they're also beautiful. I'm joking. So what we're gonna do is we're going to let the drip fall. And it doesn't have to all be the same length. Let me check first. Oh, looks good. That looks great. Okay, let's continue. Yay! There we go. Haha! Beautiful, isn't it? Wow, this is pretty good. I'm quite surprised. Now is the fun bit. So we're going to choose which side is the front. I would say this is the front, okay? We're going to decorate, and this is going to be challenging because I don't know how to decorate from the back. So can I just turn around please, and I'm just going to decorate the right way around because otherwise I wouldn't know what I'm doing. So over here I have quite a few things to work around with. It's really entirely up to you what you're going to be using. I've got some edible flowers right here, and they're really fresh and really pretty. And I've got some fresh strawberries right here as well, and blueberries. And I've got some rosemary sprigs. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I've got some white chocolate pearls. And I've got some macarons, alright? So, what to do, what to do? Okay guys, so we are finally done with our cake. Would you like to see? Ready? Ready? Ta-da! Do you like it? Do you like it? I like it. Okay, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, please don't forget to click like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely be coming out with more videos every week as usual. So to show my gratitude, I will be gifting this cake to all the brave and selfless medical staff at a hospital right here in Bangkok. Just in case you didn't know, I also do a series of hands-on and online classes. So if you're interested, please check out my Facebook page, my Instagram page below. I will leave the link right here, or you can also visit my website at worldwideWeb.sweetobsession.com. Thank you so much guys for staying with me today. So be happy, be healthy and be safe, and we'll see you real soon, okay? Bye!